So last week, PayPal announced that they would be fining their customers $2,500 for spreading misinformation. And a bunch of people were like, hold up, that's insane. And they canceled their PayPal accounts, which led to the PayPal stock falling about 15% and wiping out about $10 billion from PayPal's market cap. Pretty crazy stuff. I don't really use PayPal because I'm not a boomer, and I've always thought that their app had really bad user experience. It's just full of all of these super intrusive ads and all of these offers to try to get you to spend more money than you might want to. So since everyone is quitting PayPal, I thought I would make this video and show people some of the alternatives that are out there for each of the different use cases that PayPal currently fulfills. The one really good thing that PayPal had going for it was that it was like a one-stop shop for all of these different features. And while I am going to be showing you a lot of different apps today, I do think that each individual app does its use case better than the PayPal equivalent of that use case. What's up, guys? Rhett from the future here. Just wanted to make this quick disclaimer before we jump into the alternatives. Once everyone quit PayPal, PayPal quickly detracted their statements and said, that's not what we actually meant to say. We didn't mean to say that if you spread misinformation, we're going to charge you $2,500. To which everyone on Twitter was like, bruh, how convenient. I bet you really didn't believe that now that we all just quit PayPal. But I actually believe PayPal. I bet that they never meant to make any of that public. I think that lawyers often take boilerplate legalese and throw it into their terms of service, and then not enough people review it correctly. And that it's more likely basically that PayPal is just a giant corporation full of like Dilbert-esque inefficiencies than that they're actually these evil people that are trying to charge everyone $2,500 whenever they say something that's misinformation. I personally don't like the PayPal product, and I think that all these alternatives that we're talking about today are better alternatives than PayPal. I just wanted to make this note so that no one thinks that they're going to get actually charged $2,500 for spreading misinformation on the internet. So first, let's go ahead and talk about what is probably the most popular use case of PayPal, which is sending money to and from your friends. My favorite app for sending money to and from my friends is called Strike. Strike is very similar to apps like Venmo and PayPal, but instead of sending money through the legacy financial system, Strike actually acts as a bridge between legacy bank accounts and the Bitcoin network. So you can do all the same things that you would be doing on PayPal on Strike, like for example, sending money to your friend to split a pizza. But if you use Strike, what's happening behind the scenes is you're sending US dollars from your bank account, it comes over and turns into Bitcoin on the Bitcoin network, and then the Bitcoin changes back into US dollars that your friend receives. And because that transfer happens so quickly, you're never exposed to the price volatility of Bitcoin. This doesn't sound like a huge deal, but it's going to open up all of these new huge use cases that currently legacy finance is just not capable of doing. For example, if I want to send money over to my friend in Europe, he obviously doesn't want dollars, he wants euros. And so I'll just send money from my bank account to the Bitcoin network, turns it into Bitcoin, and then Strike will convert that Bitcoin back into euros and my friend will receive euros. And because Bitcoin trades with pretty much every currency in the world, you can do that with any country in the world. And because the Bitcoin network is so much faster and more efficient than legacy finance, you won't have to pay all the fees that PayPal and these other legacy financial institutions charge you when you do send money overseas. The fact that Strike is operating on the Bitcoin network will also eventually enable streaming payments.
Every 5-second payroll deployed. What's happening is US dollars is leaving Zap's business account from the United States and is flying over the Lightning Network and converted and received as euros in Europe in real time every 5 seconds. We are literally streaming money around the world instantly and at no cost. Mic dropped.
So instead of getting paid once a month or twice a month from your payroll company, the payroll company will instead be able to pay you every 5 seconds or every 10 seconds or once a day or once an hour, which should in theory eliminate the need for all of these predatory payday loan companies. Strike is still very new, so their app is not available in every jurisdiction across the world, but they did recently raise an $80 million Series B that's hopefully going to allow them to expand into new markets. If you guys want to learn more about Strike, I'll leave a link to a video tutorial that I did up in the cards. If you're in one of those markets that Strike still doesn't serve, I do think the best alternative to Venmo and PayPal is still going to be Cash App. It seems like Jack, the CEO of Square, which is the parent company of the Cash App, really values financial inclusion, and he's shown that by investing company resources in building Bitcoin native products, as well as helping marginalized communities gain access to financial services that they wouldn't be able to have access to without a bank account. Finally, if you are trying to send large amounts of money from something like a savings account, I do think that Zelle is still a decent option. It can be a little nerve-wracking sending a large transaction through Zelle because the user experience just isn't that good. But I've used it a few times now and I've never had a real problem with it. And it is much cheaper and more efficient than sending a wire transfer. On the topic of savings accounts, some people are using PayPal and their partner company Synchrony Bank to earn an FDIC insured 2.4% interest rate on their US dollar savings. Obviously, at the time of this recording, that interest rate could totally change based on what the Fed does in the next couple months or years. And 2.4% interest is a lot of money, but it pales in comparison to the 100% interest that you could get on your knowledge by going down below and lightly tapping the like button for the YouTube algorithm. It's totally free and I will love you forever, which is pretty cool. My favorite savings account is over at Ally Bank, which is currently offering a 2.2% interest rate. My favorite part of Ally Bank though is that they have this feature that allows you to segment your money into these different buckets. And so if you are saving for a wedding and a car and a house and a vacation all at the same time, you can set up target allocations for those 4 different buckets. And then every time you deposit money into Ally Bank, Ally will automatically disperse the funds into those buckets based on the allocations. Really, really useful feature for just general budgeting stuff. On top of that, again, because they are an online bank, their interest rates are always very competitive with the other online banks because they're not spending a bunch of money on physical branches and other that no one uses. Instead, they can pass those savings on to you and provide much better customer support versus some bank that still has all of this physical overhead. And they also have access to Zelle like we talked about earlier, so it is very easy to move your money around when you do want to go withdraw from your savings account. Probably the biggest use case to PayPal outside of sending money to and from your friends is using PayPal to process payments for your business. Luckily, there are a few great alternatives out there to PayPal. The biggest and most robust alternative that I've personally used to PayPal is called Stripe, which you probably all used before. It's a massive company in the fintech space. Whenever I'm buying something or checking out using Stripe, the process is incredibly seamless. And then on the seller side, they have all sorts of tools and analytics on the back end that make it really easy for you to understand what's happening with your business. From an ideology perspective, some people also don't like Stripe because they see them as these like industry gangsters that are like extracting fees from people or something. But the product is very good, and ultimately all of these companies and products have people that love them and people that hate them. And so I think what we should be doing as people that are using these tools is just finding which tools work the best for us and using that tool. Next up, we have Shopify, which is very similar to Stripe. Shopify's user experience is also very, very good. And they have this companion app called Shop that's really cool that allows you to track when packages are being sent and when they're expected to be received once you link your email address. Shopify also has an integration set up with Strike, the Bitcoin company that we talked about earlier. So you should be able to really easily set up Bitcoin payments for any of the products that you have listed on Shopify, which is really cool. And again, regardless of what you think about Bitcoin the asset, Bitcoin the network is definitely the future of payments. Just because of how much faster the payments are and how much lower the fees are for sending money overseas versus the legacy financial networks. And then finally, if you are a developer and you have your own website, you can integrate the Strike API with your website to hook Strike payments into whatever product or services you are offering. And if you guys want to learn more about the Strike API, definitely go down below and leave a comment and let me know. And if there is enough interest, I'll try to put together some sort of tutorial showing you guys how you can build something with the Strike API. Back to the PayPal app, the last big feature that I saw in here is this deals section. And this is what I really don't like about all of these features being aggregated in one PayPal app. I don't want to, in the app that I'm using to save money in a savings account, also be given advertisements for all of these great deals that I could be spending my money on. I would rather have one app for saving and then one app for shopping when I'm in the mood to go shop for something. I don't want the advertisement to like get me to be in the mood to shop for something that I really don't need. Luckily, there are a lot of alternatives for apps like this. There are some really big mainstream ones like Rakuten and Ibotta, but my personal favorite app for getting cash back on purchases is called Lolly. Lolly is a mobile app and a Chrome extension that allows you to get Bitcoin back for purchases that you were gonna make anyway at your favorite websites. You can also link Lolly to your credit card or your debit card and take advantages like the 10% promotion that's happening right now over at Starbucks, which is going to stack on top of whatever your current credit card reward offering is. So if you were getting 3% back at Starbucks previously, you would now be getting 13% back, 3% from your credit card, and 10% from Lolly. And since you receive the rewards in Bitcoin, it is actually possible with Bitcoin price appreciation to make more than 100% back on your purchases. So not only did you get the entire item for free, you actually made money from purchasing this thing. I've been using Lolly since 2019, and I've received an average of 23% back across all of my purchases, including getting several of the things that I purchased 100% for free and even making money on top of that. If you guys want to learn more about Lolly, go check check out the review that I did up here in the cards, or check out the description for a link to sign up for yourself. Hopefully this video was helpful for you guys, and hopefully none of you are using PayPal to purchase crypto, because purchasing crypto on PayPal is like one of the stupidest ways that you could be purchasing crypto. If you guys want to see the simplest way to start purchasing crypto, go ahead and check out this video over here. And if you guys want to see the lowest fee way on the market to purchase crypto right now, check out this video over here. I love you all. See you next week.